Hi, let's talk about settings. Click the gear icon to go to the settings menu. This section contains a significant number of settings. In this section, you can choose the mass measurement units, temperature units. You can also choose the language. English is the default. Interface color theme. You can set seconds in the denominator of ROR. Here you can set the coffee cooling time after unloading. Profile repeat start point. Calibrate the thermocouple and the operation of the ejector. These were the roasting settings. You can also adjust the roasting coordinate zone. You can set the maximum time on the x-axis, temperature axis, ROR vertical axis, also ROR axis step, temperature measurement step, and time axis step. You can also customize your chart. Here, you can select the line color, thickness, and transparency. Event line button allows you to do the same with event markers. And finally, the roast phase settings. In this menu, you can customize the phase display lines, as well as adjust their color to make them contrast. Now let's go to the terminal settings. In this menu, we can set the proportional, integral, and derivative coefficients for the heating and roasting PID controller. Next, the frequency converter settings. This menu is for service personnel only and is not required for standard users. Next up is remote access. In this section, you can see your roaster ID and set up a password. The next menu allows you to configure the actuators, their default position and loading delay. The Update App button allows you to install a new software version when it is released. In this part, we are going to roast some coffee. To start the heating process, click on the flame icon on the bottom button bar. This action will open a menu where you can set the heating temperature and the time it will be held after heating is reached. Once all parameters are set, click the Apply button. Once the heating process begins, a timer will appear on the screen displaying the time that has passed since the heating began. While the roaster is warming up, let's go to the top right of the screen and click the log icon. This will take us to the profile selection. There is also a button here that takes us to the roast history menu. Here we can scroll through the profiles that we have roasted previously. In addition to viewing, we can click on the profile. This will open up several options for us. We can repeat the profile, as well as view and delete it. Let's get back to the heating process. I'll speed up the video so we can get to the beginning of the roasting process faster. Okay, it looks like the roaster is ready to go. To start roasting, press the play button in the middle of the button bar. This will open a menu where we can specify the weight of the green coffee, the country of origin, and the type of processing. Once everything is finished, press the Start button. From this point on, the roaster will be in full readiness mode. When you're ready to start roasting, pour the green beans into the hopper and press the Load button on the bottom panel. It will look like an arrow pointing down. When you press the button, the hopper actuator will begin to move, allowing the green beans to fall into the roasting chamber. You can see how lines have started to appear on the graph. The Typhoon roaster automatically detects the start of roasting when the beans hit the temperature sensor. Now I want to reduce the fan power a little so that the coffee doesn't fly into the cyclone. Next, I will speed up the video a little and pay attention to the control points. Here we see that the turning point has been marked. In Typhoon roasters, this happens automatically. Here I'll reduce the heating power a little. We change the heating and fan power on the right side of the screen in the corresponding circles. Here you can see the yellow graph starting to rise. This is the rate of rise graph. We're close to the first crack stage. When I hear it, I'll click on the coffee bean icon with a lightning bolt on the bottom bar. Once I reach 24% development, I unload the beans. To do this, I press the unload button on the bottom panel. It looks like an arrow pointing upward. That would be it. Thanks for watching.